I've been a classically trained ballet and dancer in general and visual artist, so I never thought that technology would be my career path, and I actually only taught myself how to code so I could put my artwork online back in 1998. Like, I had no idea that it was going to be, I had no idea that it was even a career possibility for me. I didn't know how to go about being that. I didn't think, oh my God, I'm a technologist now. It just kind of happened, and I stayed with it, and I loved it so much that, I mean, I still very much create with my hands and create art, but like code had just became an extension of that, and I was 15 years old when I started. So it was a very different time, and the internet was different, technology was different, and there was just no resources for girls like me when I started.
Wow, powerful. When you made the decision to code, to put your art online, what was your reaction? Like like how did it take off? What was the response of your friends? How did that whole thing play out?
Right. So it was really interesting because, again, 1998 was very different. It wasn't like you could just go on. I mean, Google was still very much a baby. It wasn't like you could just go on and look for stuff like, where can I learn this, or what can I do? So, I mean, this is the process of it. Basically, I found my way to an AOL chat room. I was on Spuddy's internet. I don't even know because I didn't own I didn't even own a computer, and we definitely did not have internet, of course, because it wasn't like Wi-Fi. So I don't even remember whose house or what computer I was on, but I found my way to a chat room, and I had asked, I put in a chat room, like, what do I need to learn in order to, like, you know, change the background of this website? And then somebody had wrote back to me that I would need to learn this programming language called CSS, which is skating style sheets, and then HTML. Basically, those were the first two things that I had taught myself, and I mean, I literally mean taught myself. I had to go to a Barnes & Noble bookstore after school, and remember, I'm like a freshman in high school, so I didn't even have the money to afford. I didn't even have the money to afford to buy the books, which were like $48. So I would sit in the aisle for hours hand copying the lines and lines of code from books. Like, like it's not a game at all. Like, so I would sit there until like the bookstore was closed. And then I would go home, and then the next day I would take the handwritten code and then practice it on the school's computer library. I would practice it there. So my school had a computer library, and that's pretty much how I taught myself code. And I would do this during lunchtime, before school, and after school. And I mean, I went to an art school. So, you know, I'm an art major. My friends are dancers. My classmates are visual artists. And they're like, what are you doing? And I was showing them what I was doing, but they, you know, I didn't know what that really meant. I just was like, I built something. I made it with my hand. Look at this. My portfolio's online. And I mean, everyone was like pretty much like, why would you do that when we need to have physical copies? Like, they didn't even understand why I was doing the things that I was doing. They didn't understand it. But, I just kept going because I found so much like freedom. I was like, oh my goodness, this is another space that I can create in, and it just became like a whole thing for me. So